Hello my YouTube friends. In this video I'm going to quickly show you overviews of numerous badass fixed blades. It's been a while, right? Did you miss me? I hope so. I missed you. So this is going to be an overview survey video. Now I purchased this knife as soon as it became in country. As soon as I knew that Amazon had it in their one of their US warehouses, I ordered the knife because I looked at it and I just said, you know, this is a me thing for a number of reasons. One, I'm a big fan of Bowie knives. And two, the price to value ratio was pretty good, as is generally the case with this brand if you're familiar with them. And here's a quick flyby. So you see the handle, it has a lot of contouring, right, to lock your grip in. Lanyard hole right there. You see it has attractive red liners underneath the micarta. You've got jimping right here. You've got a fuller right there. The item number is EF163, 8.7 inches in blade length, 14.4 inches overall length, 6 millimeters thick, 19 ounces. The steel is DC53. Micarta handle scales, Kydex sheath. And a quick tour of the sheath. It is molded Kydex. It has eyelets all around. It locks it in. It has a place to push off of. And it has a Tech Lock looking lock there. It came suitably sharp, especially considering how thick the knife is. So what is up with that steel DC53? Well, we've seen that steel taking over a lot of brands. We got Lengren, Sativian, Eafengrow. All right, what is that? Well, originally it was a Hitachi, right? A Japanese steel, a super tool steel developed by Hitachi. Although it's likely that in this knife, it's probably China's version of it. This thing has toughness and it's going to have good edge retention. Now look at that wicked Bowie tip. That accomplishes a few things. Number one, it makes it stabby. The edge has to curve back to meet that tip, right? So to speak. So that gives you a curve right there for slicing. All right. You got a choil here. Right. Oh, sorry if you hear any background noise. We just had a huge snowstorm. There's people shoveling. There's might be some snow blowers. Definitely some snow plows coming in, right? But it's an impressive blade. I can't spend too long on each knife because we got a lot of stuff to cover. But I'm definitely glad that I picked this up. Right? But for now, I say it's a big bad Bowie knife. We've got cold steel on the table, their drop forged boot knife. Now, I think I have all the other drop forged blades in their series. I kind of had to get this. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Let's look at the stats. 5 inches in blade length, 9 inches in overall length, 4.5 millimeters thick, 6.4 ounces, 52-100 steel. It is monolithic one-piece design. Comes with a Secure X sheath. 6.4 ounces. That is relatively light for a monolithic design, so I'm glad it's not like excessively heavy. The other thing, 52-100 steel. If I remember correctly, that's like a super tough ball bearing steel. This is the sheath that it came with. It has slots and eyelets. It's their Secure X. It has a clip right there, what they're calling a utility clip. All right? And it holds it. It's silent. I'm a little curious as to the sharpness because the dagger grind, it's not the best for slicing through, but then again, I am a paper ninja. Oh, it did come sharp. Oh, no, actually, I would give that an A or an A+. I mean, I was ready to kind of use my technique, but actually it just slid through like butter. So this knife represents the kind of simple brutality, right? Simple, rugged brutality that we've come to associate with cold steel. To most people, this would just be a cool collectible. To a rare few, this might be legit a last line of defense. It's a super shank, right? Because in the free world, we have a little more leeway in what's available to us. And I'm glad I picked it up. It will be an apt addition to my cold steel collection. And we have Demko knives in the house. Now this is the second in his Armiger series that I've picked up. I already showed a clip point. We have the Demko Armiger 4 spear point. 4 inches in blade length, 8.63 inches overall length, 5.44 ounces, 0.157 inches thick, right? These are their stats. The steel is 80 CRV2, and it's got a rubberized handle, comes with a Kydex sheath, and the current price is $60. And if I remember correctly, that steel is the equivalent of like 1080 plus high carbon. So we're talking about something that's approaching the quality of like 1095 high carbon steel. You've got some slots there, right? It's a synthetic sheath. It's got this button there, closure there, right? Holds it in. And here we have a super quick comparison with a clip point model from the same line of knives, right? So which one do I like better? Well, the first one I wanted was that top one there, and I've already tested it out. I've stabbed it into things. I've cut a lot of things, push cuts into wood. Right? You might be able to see a little discoloration from where I stabbed it. You know, it stabbed down to there. You can see that. But yeah, so this was my first pick, but I like and respect this design enough that it was also on my must-have list. It does have a rubberized handle, which provides an excellent grip. And you see the roughed coating on there, and you see that edge, but it's also sharpened on that part of the back edge right there. Just enough guard to be useful. Right, so it's a timeless and efficient design, I would say. All right, Demko, who wrecked a Sabenza. Let's see the sharpness of your stuff out of the box. It's pretty sharp. I was just kidding about that, by the way. Yeah, it's especially sharp, like, you know, near the tip. You notice I cut with that part. Yeah, it definitely came sharp. This knife is the Ba-Kor BA-K0A, also sold as the GTK45, 8.4 inches blade length, 14 inches overall length, 8 millimeters thick, 20 ounces. Again, we see the DC53 super tool steel. Wood handle scales, comes with a leather sheath, and it was $40, which is actually a good deal. So the most important thing you need to know about this knife is how thick it is. You see that? 8 millimeters thick. This thing it tapers up to there, right? But still, this thing has got weight to it. Most of the stuff I'm showing are kind of like stabbers, but this is a heavy chopper. It also comes with that leather sheath, an actual real, like full-size fire starter with striker. It came with that lanyard and the bead. Now that's if you buy the Ba-Kor model, right? The GTK model, it might not come with those bells and whistles, but it comes with it has an anti-rust coating on it. And the inherent toughness of that thickness, it's actually a pretty good deal for the $40. It's got some jimping there. All right, so that's this knife. No need to really overcomplicate things. If you need a stout chopper of this size for a good price, check it out. It's a good knife, and it's priced actually more like a machete, but it's got the rigidity and a super tool steel of a good knife. And we've got a SOG on the table. Now you might be thinking, what the hell, why do you have the SOG Pillar on your table? Hasn't that knife been out for a long time? Isn't it a known quantity? Well, yes, actually, look, I don't care if it's not the newest knife. This is still, pun intended, one of the best SOGs out there that you can get nowadays. Between the steel, the design, and the price, this is one of the best SOGs out there. I don't care if didn't come out this year. And I had to take advantage of the price because... So to make a long story short, I got interested in this knife a couple years ago when a lot of people that I know recommended it and reviewed it. But the price was around $168 at that time. And so I waited and I waited. And around Christmas time this year, the price went down to $133, which is a good price. But I had some other stuff I had to buy, so I didn't get it. Well, a week or two after Christmas, the price completely collapsed to $107 just for one day, and then it shot back up again. So just for one day. Now, personally, I believe that Amazon has an AI that purposely fluctuates the price. So I really couldn't ignore this for $107. That is a sweet deal. And so that's why you're seeing this now, because whether it came out this year or not, what's my job? My job is to show you knives. It's not to hide purchases from you. It sure as hell isn't to hide my acquisitions from you. 5 inches in blade length, 10 inches overall length, 4 millimeters thick, 7.3 ounces in weight. The steel is CPM S35VN steel, which is going to have very high edge retention. It's got micarta scales, right? Linen micarta, came with a Kydex sheath, and the price anywhere from $107 super deal to $168 a month ago. What can I say? I'm glad that I finally was able to pick one up. Hold on. Fuck all. Alright, there we go. Perfect angle. Alright, so the SOG predictably, it came fairly sharp. And what is this psycho-looking knife? This thing looks very stabby. Well, I'm going to try to include at least one budget offering in each of these type of survey videos for those who are struggling on a tight budget or who just like good deals. This thing is all over Temu. If I remember correctly, I actually bought mine on US Amazon a few months ago, but it sold out very quickly, so I guess now it's on Temu. It's the angular type of Tanto with a sub-tip, right? Cold steel has many different versions of that. So does SOG. So does every company or brand now. And as you can see, this kind of extra beefy handle is mimicking much more expensive knives. The blade length is 5.5 inches, 10 inches overall length, 5 millimeters thick, 9.6 ounces. The steel is 8CR13 MOV stainless steel. And it's got ABS handle scales and sheath, and currently going for $12 on Temu. Alright, it's a starter knife, or maybe you just need something that has one purpose and it doesn't have to have a super steel. Oh, by the way, I get people who just can't accept that Temu exists. I don't know what's up with that. Nobody forces you to use Temu. But and I'm not affiliated with Temu, so I don't even care if I don't even include their links unless people ask me, because I get nothing from that. So I'm not here to defend them. But if your weird attitude towards them starts to be distracting people, I might just purge you from the channel. The vast majority of my subscribers want me to show budget-friendly stuff like this. There's a tiny minority that, for whatever misguided reason, they're hostile to anything that's budget. Okay. Well, I don't know if they think they sound like they're rich if they comment like that. I never stopped you from showing your incredible collection. If you're trying to act rich, go ahead and show us your stuff. Those type of people, if they're a nuisance, I'm going to purge them from my channel, just because overwhelmingly people always ask me for budget stuff. So anyway, do I think this thing is worth $12? Absolutely. That steel is like the steel that's used in a Spyderco Tenacious. It came with this sheath. It rattles. It rattles a little bit. It's got a Tech-Lock style loop right there. And I believe it's ABS. Now you might be wondering, for $12, do they even sharpen the thing? Yeah, they actually do sharpen it. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed seeing these overviews of badass fixed blades. You might be thinking, huh, it seems that you collect a lot of knives. Well, I use them as well. But yes, if you want to see a lot of knives in your feed, feel free to subscribe to me. Many of you probably already are. This has been We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.